All right, let's start doing drums. Let's do our kick drums. Once again, we've got the one I really like. Remember, I have the Nick kick. There it is. And I've got this set, so it's catching all those triggers, the detail. And then once again, I'm using the same EQ, same compression that I used in the bathroom book. All right, so then let's go to the dance kick. Same thing. All right, and then it's the same EQ. I just have a little, that 40 hertz. I go below what a lot of people would normally do, but it's kind of fun because it gives that extra oomph. And there you go. That's the one that we always are using. Somebody called it death. And we're EQing that at 40 hertz. So by the blend of those three, you get, which I dig, okay? Now this one, we've got a little point on it. And we could even put more of a point. But I guess right there is where we'll start, you know? In that other song, we use this same blend, but we doled it out and made it more boxy. This way we got more click out of it, which is really good for metal. Okay, this combo thing is a print of, a friend of mine printed this. It's a kick and a snare combo, and it's just meant to add at the very end. So you can hear it. Okay, so that's just gonna be a supplement that we can blend in. I do have it going to the drum bus, and then I do have it EQ'd, slight top end, nothing on the bottom, no compression. It's just kind of a supplement thing, I would call it. You know what I mean? Okay, so now let's go to our snares. So we've got the real snare, or actually this was, what do we got here? That's what we've got. That sounds like a sample off a program. All right, let's drop this into some of the, let's see. Yeah, let's drop this in. Let's see what happens here. Drop another one, and then there we go. That looks like a bottom. That's my 20A. I use this pretty religiously. I use that. So these are all just samples that I've layered. So let's blend some of these in. And I'll talk to Warren, but we may offer these samples as like an addendum or something. I haven't thought about that yet, but there's a possibility. The main thing is you can find most of them in like My Sample Pack or Trigger or anything you're looking for, you know? Hang on, let me rename some of this stuff. It's weird. I don't know what this stuff is. I don't like those names. I don't know what they are. Oh, I know what some of them are. I mixed a band with Joey Sturgis co-producing, and it was called GFM, and I used a couple of their EQ curves I used. That's why it's labeled that way. Okay, that's what I must have done. 88888. I'm just trying to get these out so I don't get confused. Tambourine. I'm just naming them anything. I don't want to have any preconceived notions from memory, so I can actually start from, there we go. Okay, so, yeah. There we go. Okay. All right, so now let's dive in and let's see. We've got a hi-hat. Once again, we're just gonna limit it Where are we at here? We're going to limit it. And that's kind of woofy and woolly, but it may be, oh, we ran flat. That sounds pretty good. A little sizzle on top. Okay, so we've got that. We've got some toms. Let's see where these things are showing up. Here's a good tom thing. And don't get hung up on the samples. It's more of the way you treat them. You know, you don't necessarily need these sounds because I'm using different sounds, but I'm using all the same settings. So you can put your samples in here and it'll sound probably closer to what you do, but this just kind of gives you a head start. Once again, I do my 3-light trick, and then I've got some samples up top. What all these things are, yeah, I'm not even sure where those came from, so. But they seemed appropriate for this, so I've got tons of sample packs. I don't stick with any one thing. It's just whatever I find, you know. And most of them are stock, to be perfectly honest with you. Back to the snares. I took the snare, I put it on 3 different tracks. And I have that sound. I have the higher end one for the tip top. I've got this one for kind of a flat sounding one. And then this is probably a really hypey top end. Yeah. So this one and this one might actually be the same thing. I don't know. All right, we've got a drop. And then this is a favorite thing of mine. I don't know where I found this. I don't know if somebody gave it to me or not, but it's called Tom 35. And I always put it on these big bomb things because it's got great low end. And you blend it with a drop. And it's like monster. It's like earth shattering. So I promise you on the drop, I've high passed it. Yep, I preached that in that last thing. On Tom 35, I don't know. Now remember, we are high passing over here on the 2-bus. So I can get away with probably the Tom 35 thing because that's not going to take up as much as that guy right there. Boom. You know, without that high pass, we're asking for trouble. Let's hear what the overheads sound like. Once again, preset Chris Ordalgi overhead 2. This is too easy. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a splash and a ride or something. This was definitely a MIDI kit that was programmed. Yeah, I can just tell, and you can probably hear. All right, there's a China. Here's a splash. Boom. All right, and those are just going to be EQ'd and compressed. Okay, it's the same exact thing. So let me start muting some of these so I don't give away the overall sound once we get going. A lot of mics on this, a lot of different things. Room big. It's not too big. It's probably got Chris Ordalgi. Oh, same overhead, but looks like I dipped out that frequency. Find the pain, reduce the gain. Too much, that kind of pulls that middle out. And then I have it high passed as well. See that? That's way too much low end. It's going to interfere with the real kick and not make it tight. It's going to be sloppy. So let's just do that. All right, let's go over here. Same thing, overhead 2, same thing. That sounds almost the same. That's a little different. All right, I'll have these named and numbered when you guys are actually looking at them. Okay, that sounds like a print of something called Squish. Okay, sounds like the whole kit that's just been annihilated. Like, Okay, let me show you. Let me take that off. Let me explain how you would get something like that. I bet we could do it with an SSL plugin. Let's go to Dynamics. Let's do SSL comp. All right, let me show you how to achieve something like that. Wait, that's already squished like that. Let me go on one that's not squished. Okay, let me take this compressor, put it over there, mute that one, and then we have this one. All right, what you want to do to achieve that sound, I'm assuming it came to me this way. Let's see, let's put it on 10. Let's do a super fast attack, and let's see if we can get this thing pumping by a super fast release too. There you go. Let's see. Okay, that's got some stuff in it, like some samples. I'm just using the room thing to illustrate how you would do something like that. Sorry. A lot of times people will print these and call them like crush tracks or squish tracks or something like that. So that's a kind of a fun thing to do and a neat kind of a sound, you know. So you can experiment with that. This particular one will just kind of blend in. We'll see how it sounds. All right, this looks like some kind of a bigger room. Big verb, all right? Somebody printed a room verb. Somebody printed a little verb. Whoop, getting a little too fast for my own good. Little verb, and then we've got our sound effects. So let's see what these things do. I put it on 4 tracks originally, and I'm gonna see why I did that. Maybe for volume. I bet that's why. Once again, everything's going through a dry drum bus, and then it's going through a wet drum bus that has the Kramer Pi and then my template settings, but I've used 1 plugin instead of 4 or 5, and that also saves DSP, to be honest with you. I'm also bussing out one of the samples all the way over to this verb, and I am using, I believe, Stephen Slate's Verb Suite Classics. And then I'm also using this one as well. I'm using 2, and I just put them right back to back. Let's see what this sounds like and why I did that. I remember when I mixed this, I wanted to try to create being at a live concert. So I put on a ridiculous amount of verb, which is going to disappear once we start adding other instruments. So this one's at decay 1.9. It's just a plate, one of his presets, A plate, I guess. And I didn't touch that. I didn't touch that. Didn't touch that. I haven't touched anything. So I just made it 100% wet and 1.9. That felt good. I was told one time, I think this is another Mutt Lange thing, to actually make sure the verb dies before the next hit. So kick, kick, so it dies out before the next snare actually would hit. And that's the way to clean up a mix. I don't know if that's true or false, but that's just another one of those rumor things I heard. This one, I don't even know what I'm doing. It's soft tube, random hall. You got me. Size right there. 28.8 millimeters. I think these are supposed to mimic the old 480 reverbs, 480 XL, and I just, snare fattener. There you go. That's a preset. Sorry, didn't mean to get so super down the rabbit hole technical, but one thing you'll know is I don't. We have a tambourine, but we're not using it. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's play the drums and just see how we're sounding here. Here's my friend Dan Corniff. I don't know how he does this. He's crazy. I have no idea how he does what he does, so I don't even try. All right. You'll notice everything's the same. It's just different source information, different audio coming in. But for the most part, everything's the same. So I'm using this, the same ozone maximizer. We'll turn it down for now and just see where we go.